In this video, we'll show you how to reconcile your bank account in Sage Accounting. Bank reconciliation is the process of comparing your company's bank statements to the transactions entered into Sage Accounting. This ensures your transactions, bank balances, and reports are accurate. We recommend reconciling your accounts each time you receive a statement from your bank. To start, navigate to Banking. Please note that you can't reconcile bank accounts that are set up as cash accounts. And then click the bank account you'd like to reconcile. Before you reconcile, please make sure you have your bank statement available. If you have already completed bank reconciliations and want to check which statement you had last reconciled, click the Reconciliations tab. This includes the statement end date, the user who completed the reconciliation, the status of the reconciliation, the reference, and the starting and closing balances. To continue a draft reconciliation or start a new one, from the top of the page, click Reconcile. For the purposes of this demonstration, we do not have a draft reconciliation and therefore we're starting a new one. All mandatory information is marked with an asterisk. First, enter your statement date. This is the end date shown on your statement. Then the statement end balance, which is also on your bank statement. It is important that this information is entered correctly. You can enter a reference here. This will help you identify the reconciliation later. To apply the details entered and start the reconciliation, click Apply. All transactions up to the statement end date appear in the list. If you're new to Sage Accounting and you've entered bank opening balances, your opening balance will appear on this list. Reconcile your opening balance along with the rest of your transactions. Alternatively, you can create a reconciliation for your opening balance only. For more information on how to do this, click the question mark icon at the top of the page. Then, scroll down to this section of the Help article and click the link. Back in Sage Accounting, the list has several columns to help you identify each transaction. First, you can see the date of the transaction. This is the date entered into Sage Accounting and should match the date on your bank statement. Next is the reference column. This will only contain information if a reference was entered when the transaction was created. The customer or supplier name will appear in this column, if applicable. Then the type of transaction, for example, if it's a payment, receipt, or transfer. If there's information in this column, it means that a new transaction has been created due to a correction and is now ready to reconcile again. The amount of the transaction will show in either the received or paid column and should match your bank statement exactly. A tick icon will appear in this column for transactions created using an import, such as bank fees. The reconciled column shows a checkbox for each transaction. This is where you select or clear the checkbox to reconcile or unreconcile an item as you match it to your bank statement. Let's start the bank reconciliation. If you haven't already entered any bank charges and interest, you can do this easily by clicking here. Enter the relevant information. Remember to match this to your bank statement. Once you have entered all charges and interest for the period, click Save. If you have previously started a draft reconciliation and you'd like to start again, click Unreconcile All. This will deselect all reconciled checkboxes and you can start again. If you'd like to quickly reconcile all transactions in one go, click Reconcile All. This will automatically select the reconciled checkbox for all transactions listed, but won't finalize the reconciliation. To manually reconcile each transaction, select the checkbox next to the corresponding transaction when you have identified it on your bank statement. To see more transactions on one page, use this drop-down. To navigate to the next page of transactions, click here. Once you've finished reconciling the listed transactions, you can move on to the next step. The summary at the bottom shows the total amount received and the total paid in the period. The starting balance will appear automatically. this is the end balance of the previous reconciliation. Or, if this is your first reconciliation, this will be 0. The target balance is the statement end balance you entered when you started the reconciliation. This should match the reconciled balance. Therefore, the difference will be 0. If the difference box does not show 0, there are one or more incorrect or missing transactions. If the difference is 0, this indicates that all the reconciled transactions are on your bank statement and are correct. If there are any transactions in the list that have not been selected, these may be incorrect or duplicates. We'd recommend checking those transactions to identify any errors. If the difference does not show 0, you should identify the missing or incorrect transactions before finalizing your reconciliation. If you have reconciled a transaction which subsequently requires amendments, clear this checkbox before attempting to correct the error or delete the transaction. If a transaction is missing, you can go back and enter this into Sage Accounting. To save your reconciliation as a draft, use this drop-down and click Save for Later. Once your corrections have been made, you can return to this reconciliation and continue the process. If you are happy with the reconciled transactions and the difference box shows 0, you can complete the reconciliation by clicking Finish. Your reconciliation is saved, and you can print or save a PDF report by clicking here. This will open in a new tab in your browser and may have multiple pages. A saved reconciliation can be viewed at any time. To view the list of complete and draft bank reconciliations, navigate to Banking, click on the bank account, and from the section at the bottom, select the Reconciliations tab. To view a reconciliation, click on the relevant one. If the reconciliation has been completed incorrectly, click Delete. You can delete the most recent reconciliation only. Therefore, if reconciliations have been completed since, each one should be deleted individually, starting with the most recent. You've now learned how to reconcile your bank in Sage Accounting. For more videos and training, please visit Sage University.